Alright, so here is everything that you get in the box. I have all the bags laid out in order. Just want to go through each one individually here really quick. Not going to get into the details. But we have bag A, which looks like it's mostly the axles. Bag B is the shocks. Bag C looks like the transmission components. Bag D is all the suspension and steering links. Got the drive shafts in bag E. Looks like the skid plate, the electronics plates, the front and rear bumper mounts, and the servo horns are in bag F. The receiver box and some of the mounts for your electronics are in bag G. It appears that bag H covers the inner fenders. We have the wheels, tires, and foams in bag I. Bag J includes all of these scale accessories. Then you got bag K, which is the chassis rails. And you have the clear body and then the clear interior as well. Then it also comes with a spare parts bag, which has some body mounts and body clips included. Then here is the decal sheet for the Jeep JL body. Looks like they have the window masks and then all the decals for the interior as well. Then in the back you have the manual. So in my opinion, kits are really anticlimactic to unbox. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually get this kit built up, come back on camera so I can give you a full overview of all the features and kind of get more into detail with all of the upgrades and features that this truck has. So this isn't just an unboxing video, it's gonna be a full truck overview in the end of just the kit. I'm not gonna have the electronics installed. Now after a bunch of off-camera work, I was able to get this truck nearly completed. I have the platform itself about 90% done. The kit went together very well. As you can see, the body still isn't finished. I actually haven't touched it. It's still clear and needs to be painted. I also have to install all the scale details like the windshield wipers and mirrors and vents, and thinking of either doing that off camera or in a separate video because the painting process is going to be pretty long. I'll still have to go through, install my motor, ESC, servo, receiver, and all that fun stuff. I was really impressed with the quality of this build. This is, I think, my 5th kit that I built. I just want to briefly go over all the new features that this SCX10 offers. First off, with the body, the Jeep JL body, it's got a bunch of scale details like I mentioned. Moving on to the inside of the kit, the frame rails were really interesting to work with. They are sliding frame rails, so you can actually adjust the wheelbase of the truck just by lining up a bunch of holes that are in the center. So this chassis has 4 separate rails. It's actually 2 on each side. The suspension links are also adjustable. These are some 6mm stainless steel links. These are really high quality, very similar to the ones that are included with the Capra. They have a little line on the link itself to indicate the orientation of the threads. You also have a little hole that goes directly through the link that makes it really easy to build these things. The axles are brand new AR45 portal axles. They are the same width as the SCX10 axles, the AR44s, but of course these do have portals. It actually shows in the manual that they will eventually have a straight axle version of the Axial SCX10, so that'll be cool to see. I'm sure it'll be in RTRs down the road. You have 6 bolt lockers on the inside here. The ring and pinion gears are spiral cut. And these axles are hooked up to Axial's wild bore drive shafts. Axial also incorporated a new panhard bar design. It's a very thin bar, has a little twist in it as well, and then it uses different rod ends compared to the steering and suspension links. Axial included some new aluminum shocks, and I have to say I'm really impressed with these things. They are insanely smooth, and the cap has a little bleeder hole that's got a small screw that goes in it, just like a race shock, and it makes it incredibly easy to bleed these things and get them set to go. Now, the transmission is a 2-speed transmission. It also has the dig function. I don't have these servos installed, but I do have the dig and the 2-speed hooked up. I will be using both of those features as this truck's built, but we have full metal gears throughout the entire entire drivetrain of the truck, which is really cool to see. I mean, even the spur gear is metal. I'm really interested to see how the drivetrain holds up on this truck. Axial also has a brand new receiver box included. You can see they also have a little scale V8 engine. This thing is really cool. It's an awesome detail. It covers up the motor and your steering servo. Another cool feature of the SCX10 is the fender wells. I think it's a great addition. I like how these are really lightweight. They're thin, they don't get in the way. I opted to go with the larger battery tray in the rear mounted location. You can also mount a shorty on the side of the truck, but I typically run the full size pack, so I went with that. On the front and rear bumper mounts, they also have the body mounts incorporated, which is really cool to see because it hides the body clips actually behind the body. So the wheels that are included with this kit are some KMC XD Machete 1.9 3-piece beadlock wheels, and they paired them up with some new Nitto Trail Grappler tires. These are licensed as well. These are slightly taller and wider than what we're typically used to seeing from Axial. They're in just a nice soft compound. Got single stage foams on the inside. So that is pretty much it for this build, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really excited to get this thing wrapped up, and you guys should be seeing another video where I installed the electronics and just finished this thing off completely. With that said, guys, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.